best way to spend a long weekend. And the whole road trip there and back was hilarious, as she had a CD of traditional Ukrainian folk songs, so we loudly sang about Ukrainian mud puddles and Turkish baths and barely knew what we were singing, but we had a good time because we were with Annie. As far as music goes, Annie's love for Ukraine and music combined in her getting us Melnyk kids up at the front of the Ukrainian church pretty much every Sunday. And we were always those weird kids at the Ukrainian church that didn't speak Ukrainian, but we were always singing there. And yet we always felt at home. We knew we had a place there because Annie, all of our family, so passionately made that part of our heritage part of our lives. I literally cannot count the times that the phone would ring and there'd be Annie on the other end going, "Sarushka, are you free to sing at a Meadowood Sunday morning service or a Dawnwood Christmas party or a Ukrainian conference?" And when I would sing with Annie, it was never just an hour-long experience on a Sunday morning. It would start the day before, where I'd pack up and head to her house on a Saturday afternoon, and I'd stay for dinner, and then we'd sit down at the piano after dinner, and we'd start, arguing about harmonies, and we'd argue about timing of songs, because as Josh said, I read music and Annie plays by ear, so we would always get in debates about what was the actual right way to play a song. And then, of course, we'd be halfway through perfecting a song, and suddenly Annie would think of a better song that would be better suited for that. So then she would have to get up and go to her crazy bookcases that were just overflowing with handwritten, translated music, and she'd pull music out, and then she'd get distracted finding a song that her and Nick and Ruthie had sung 30 years earlier at a Ukrainian youth rally. "Sarah, do you know this one?" And I was like, "Annie, no, that's a Ukrainian ragtime favorite from the 60s. I don't know that song." And I'd have to learn it. So I'd spend an hour learning it, and then she'd remember that, oh my goodness, it's now 11 p.m. and we have to get up at 7 to get to this church service to perform, and so we'd get down to business. So I'd sleep over and then have an amazing Annie breakfast the next morning before going off to our service. I spent so many nights at her house that I claimed the guest room in her old house on Roberta as my pink room, although I think every single one of us nieces and nephews had the same claim. Josh and I went over there for lunch, and she sat us down and she said, "Guys, I don't even want to think about this, but if you're going to have to think about planning a funeral for me, can you and Josh sing When It's All Been Said and Done?" which is a song Annie and I have sung together on many occasions. And just as I was getting all teary at this beautiful request from Annie, she then went, in true Annie fashion, "And make sure you put a big happy face on my casket so that everyone can't help but laugh when they see it." So, Annie, we did our best. This is for her, because, as she went on to say, "I put the fun in funeral." And it's just knowing Annie, as we all did, that's true, and that's actually an understatement, because Annie put the fun in everything. In the song we're going to sing, there's a line that goes, "When it's all been said and done, there is just one thing that matters. When it's all been said and done, all my treasures will mean nothing. Only what I've done for love's reward will stand the test of time." And that is Annie's legacy, because everything she did for the love of living and for the love of other people. And so, Annie, we love you. We miss you. There will always be a spot at the kids' table for you. And now this is when it's all been said and done, the story of Annie's life.